What measures are in place to make compulsory provisions for employers to grant certain number of paid menstrual leaves to female employees?
As a menstruating woman, I can very particularly in this house say, menstruation and a menstrual cycle is not a handicap.
Well, there's another controversy which has now been stoked, and that is after a recent comment by the WCD Minister Smriti Irani inside the Parliament. She was essentially replying to a question which was asked by two MPs, one Manoj Jha in Rajya Sabha, and second, of course, was Shashi Tharoor in Lok Sabha. Both of them were actually asking her about whether the government has any plans to make menstrual leave compulsory for workplaces in favor of menstruating women. In this case, she made it very clear that there is no such proposal. Remember, there was at some point of time this proposal by many experts who felt that menstrual leave should actually be made compulsory in the workforce because many women have unbearable pain and it is very difficult for them to come to work. Or in their case, there was this plea that they should be given an option of working from home and it should be a paid leave or they should be allowed to work from home and this kind of freedom should be given to them. Well, the minister made it very clear that menstruation is something which is a part of a woman's life cycle and she knows and she should know how to deal with it. It should not be seen as a handicap, it should not be seen as a taboo, and every woman goes through this process. She, however, also said that there are cases of some women or young girls who go through many complications and with a lot of pain. But that is where awareness needs to be created. She gave a detailed account of what the ministry's plans are. First of all, making sanitary napkins available and free and also at very cheap rates. For example, there is this government scheme where at 1 rupee, sanitary pads are made provided to all women, especially in small towns and rural areas. In many areas, they are also distributed free. Remember, one of the most flagship programs of the government has been to encourage women to use more hygienic sanitary pads rather than cloths which many women in small towns or even villages use. But at the same time, this whole entire debate about whether there should be a menstrual leave which should be made compulsory in workplace has come with mired difference of opinion. There are many who feel that this is something which is required because not many bosses or employers do understand that during menstruation, women go through a lot of agony or pain and therefore it should be acknowledged by the HR and by the workplaces as well. But what the minister was pushing for is that the moment you do it, you attach a handicap to it. It may become a roadblock for, say a promotion of a woman in a workplace. And many women may actually be targeted by their employers on the ground that a menstruating woman may not be an asset. It may be a handicap to hire them or to keep them with you. And that is what she insisted upon is create awareness, be considerate, but don't make this an issue at workplace because this is something in the long run may not help a women. And therefore, she has summed it up by saying that we should not politicize the entire issue, and women's concerns will be addressed and are being addressed by the government as far as its menstrual policy is concerned.
We should not propose issues where women are in some way denied an equal opportunity just because somebody who does not menstruate has a particular viewpoint towards menstruation.
Through you to Honorable Minister, certain studies in the past have suggested that using sanitary pads could put one at risk from very many diseases. The reason for this is that it is happening because the pads are given a clean and smooth appearance through substances, including phthalate. I just urge, because it ultimately proves to be harmful. May I ask the Honourable Minister whether the government has considered the regulation of such chemicals in the manufacturing of sanitary napkins, which actually goes used in plastic softening?
Honourable Minister.
So the honourable member through you seeks to ask a question regarding manufacturing and the raw material used in sanitary pads, which is again not pertaining to my ministry. However, I can say here, sir, that the Honourable Prime Minister has ensured that through 10,000 Janaushadhi Kendras in the country, sanitary pads are available at 1 rupee. And to my knowledge, sir, thus far, I have not heard of or read of any complaints from that product.
Second supplementary, Professor Manoj Jha.
Thank you, sir. I wish to say, draw the attention, sir. 1992-93, Bihar was the first state under the leadership of Laluji, which gave menstrual leave for the first time, followed by Kerala.
For supplementary.
So, my question is that what measures are in place to make compulsory provisions for employers to grant certain number of paid menstrual leaves to female employees? Thank you,
Honorable
sir.
Minister.
So as the gentleman would concede that as a menstruating woman, I can very particularly in this house say, menstruation and a menstrual cycle is not a handicap. Neither it's a natural part of a woman's life journey. Given that women today are opting for more and more economic opportunities, I will just put my personal view on this, sir. I'm not the officiating ministry. We should not propose issues where women are in some way denied an equal opportunity just because somebody who does not menstruate has a particular viewpoint towards menstruation.
Professor Manoj Jha, you were very kind to give me medicine for my throat. I think you need for yourself also.